Hello everyone, I'm out for my Monday ruck, 25.75 kilos in the backpack for an hour. Friday I went out boxing again, second session back into my return to boxing, and it was tough. And then this weekend I did more manual work in the garden, laying down my brick patio, mixing up cement and sand in a wheelbarrow with a shovel. All hard work, just generally quite active again. But what I wanted to talk about today is the kind of experience of going back to boxing on Friday for the second time. First session I felt pretty good, and then this Friday, about halfway in, my left shoulder started getting like a pain in it, like it was kind of sore from the bones banging together or something, kind of inflamed, but it came on pretty quickly to the point where it was quite tough to lift my shoulder up. It went away overnight. As well as that, my right knee started to be, it just didn't feel quite right, and it kind of got me thinking. Like, I felt a little bit down about it because when I think back to how fit I used to be as a teenager when I was boxing, how much I used to train 3 nights a week in the boxing club, out running most of those nights as well, running on the other days, all that sort of conditioning work, as well as being in school at the time and doing PE and sports clubs at school and stuff. You just think I used to just do all of that and never feel sore, and you kind of kid yourself sometimes, feeling like you're still capable, and then you take 10 years off and then another 10 years off. Suddenly you're 36 and you go back to boxing and you've got all of the, I suppose, the ability to still push hard. Like, I know how to pick up the pace, I know how to push myself in one of these training sessions, but even though my cardio fitness is still there, I feel like my body's letting me down a bit now, with like getting pains, and I know what it is. It's just purely the impact of whacking the bag hard with like left hooks and hitting the pads hard. And I'll just have to see how it goes, because it did kind of for a while make me feel a bit down and feel like any kind of little dream I had of coming back to boxing, getting fighting fit, who knows, maybe even competing in a white collar show or an amateur show. It's kind of like shocked my reality a little bit, made me realise maybe not. I probably used to define myself by the speed and power I had when I was boxing, and that's probably gone a little bit now, and I don't know. I'm going to keep going. In the end, I realised it's worth it to keep going just for the sake of it, for the fact that I enjoy boxing, I enjoy training, and maybe I just need to know my limitations. And if I do have kind of a shoulder that flares up, or small injuries and things that are problematic now that I'm a bit older, I just need to work around those things, and maybe with enough recovery built into my routine, and just sort of probably the wisdom of being a bit older and knowing how to push myself and how to train and knowing my limits, maybe that'll be a good thing. So I guess I'm not giving up. I'm just gonna have to see how far I can go with it, and maybe just do it for enjoyment. We'll see. I suppose in my head I hold like an ideal of myself, and who I want to be, where I want to be, and a lot of that's based on kind of things I've done in the past as well. And sometimes you have to kind of let go of that and think about maybe another route, and just making adjustments always. Speed, power, endurance, intensity, like all those things take time to build up, and I might just have to take it slower, but hopefully I can still get there and really get the most out of this Friday boxing training that I'm committing to. And I think it made me realize again why rucking's been so good for me, because rucking allows me to get that kind of hard workout in, burn a load of calories, and it's the opposite of boxing. It's not impactful on my joints. It doesn't cause me any pain. It just wears me out physically, builds up my strength, and keeps a good sort of baseline of cardio for me, because I'm still fit even for the intense stuff, and I don't really do a lot of it. But second session in, I'm definitely probably one of the fittest people in the class, without really ever training for it at the moment. It's just kind of there. I think rucking keeps me in a good condition for that now. In the old days, I would definitely be out running and doing sprints, and I know that that's not going to be possible for me anymore. Like, if I was to sprint now without a lot of warm-up, I'd probably hurt my knee, and that's only going to set me back. So I'm starting to think about, what can I do that's going to, say if you're training for a competition, that'll be 3 2-minute rounds, for example. It's short, but it's kind of max effort, everything you've got for 3 2-minute rounds. So a lot of your training will be geared towards that, and rucking's the opposite. I'm doing like a long hour of endurance, carrying heavy weight around. Loads of benefits to doing that, but some of my training now is going to be more hitting the punch bag or like doing things for 2 minutes at a time, intense. And I'm thinking I can't probably sprint anymore. The old days I would have gone out and set a timer, done a 1-minute sprint, taken a 10-second rest, and then pushed into a second 1-minute sprint, just to really mimic that fight intensity, and then take a minute rest, and then do another 2 minutes of sprinting like that. And I used to do that really hard for like 6 to 8 rounds, max effort. And as you got fitter at doing that, it prepared you for fighting, because you would have done that intensity over and over again, and it would transfer over to when you're in the boxing ring. I don't want to risk hurting my knees or something, or pulling a muscle, so I'm thinking, can I do that with rucking? Probably. I just need to find a very steep hill, something that is a challenge in itself. Just getting up that hill with the weight on will be intense, max effort, but the impact won't be there on my joints. It'll be slow, steady and controlled, but max effort on my heart and lungs. I think rucking will be good for that. I just need to find the right hill, the right place to do it. And then I also have a sled pull at home, which I can put my big weight plates on. And I think I can do something with that, like backward sled pull sprints with a heavy weight. It's going to be slow and controlled, but it'll be max effort. So if I do get to the point where I want to compete, that's probably how I'll be switching up my training for a while, doing things like that. Yeah, really, having had some time to think about it, it is just about letting go of perfection and focusing on persistence. Like, keep trying to get better, finding ways to train that suit me and that are challenging enough but also safe. Letting go of perfection. I'm trying to keep telling myself, like, persistence over perfection. And all of this is a choice, you know. Going boxing is a choice, going out rucking is a choice, lifting weights is a choice. It's still all a mental battle to keep challenging yourself and not giving up. And even when those negative voices come in of like, what's the point of doing this? Like, you're never going to be some sort of champion or anything, like, you know, that negative voice wants you to just chill out on the sofa on a Friday night after work. You have to sort of tell yourself no, like, even if it's tough, even if I'm going to get a little injury in my, I don't know, I'm going to get aches and pains and things that I don't want, is part of it. Just be smart with it and still keep pushing. Don't give up. We're older, but we're not old yet. We've got a lot of years left. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get my body into that robust fighting fitness again. Yeah, really focusing on things like a sport like boxing that I enjoy, and rucking, and increasing the weight lately. And I barely even think about the kind of reason I started it all for, which was to look better and feel better. And I think I do feel better, definitely, but I've gotten used to it. Like, I don't want to go back to not feeling good anymore. Like, diet's been good, keeping on track of that, feeling good, and haven't been on the scales for a long time, but looking better in the mirror gradually. Happy with the changes I'm seeing. So just feel like, instead of obsessing about the way you look, just focus on getting better at sports that I enjoy now, and doing things because I enjoy it, and making smart choices, and all of that will just follow. So yeah, I think going forward I will start filming some sort of footage of me training for boxing. I'll keep going out and doing these rucking videos. If I do start doing any sprints or any variations or anything else, I'll start making some videos of that. Just keep documenting the hard work and the effort that I'm putting into it, so that hopefully some people watch it and they want to join along and do the same sort of thing. I think that's the direction that I'll be taking this YouTube channel in, really, just keeping it up to date and consistent with what I'm actually doing in my life, rather than dedicating it to just one aspect of it.